You've always felt it, something beneath the surface, a quiet hum that never quite leaves you. You absorb the world around you, every emotion, every shadow, as if they're your own. You walk through life with an open heart, hoping to find connection, peace, understanding, but instead, there's this weight of heaviness that lingers long after the moment has passed. Sometimes you catch your reflection and wonder, am I losing myself in all of this empathy? Do I drown in others' pain? Or is there something darker hidden behind this gift? Carl Jung warned us about the shadow, those parts we refuse to see. The darkness that whispers in silence, and yet here you are, feeling more seen than ever, yet more lost. Could it be that in trying to understand others, you've buried something vital within yourself? What if this quiet ache is more revealing than you realize? The old tools, hustling harder, pushing further, pretending to be okay, no longer work. Instead, you feel a quiet numbness settling in, a shadow creeping over your once vibrant sense of self. It's as if the familiar map has crumbled, leaving you wandering in a fog of confusion. That dissonance, that ache of not knowing who you are anymore, it's not a malfunction. It's a sign that something deep is dying. The ego's illusions are dissolving, revealing that the identity you built so carefully may have been a mask, a borrowed story that no longer fits. In this liminal space, you are being emptied, not broken, but being prepared for something new. Like a seed buried underground, stripped of its shell, you are waiting in silence for the moment of rebirth. This isn't chaos without purpose. It's a necessary death, a shedding of false layers, opening the ground for something real to emerge. The discomfort isn't an end, it's a doorway, a pause before transformation. Because true awakening isn't about feeling more alive, it's about dissolving everything that kept you from remembering who you truly are beneath the surface. This silence, this numbness, is not the end of the story, it's the birth of a new chapter. Imagine yourself as the hermit in the cave, waiting in stillness, not lost but gathering the strength to emerge. The ego's illusions are crumbling, the masks dissolving, revealing a core that's been there all along, silent, resilient, waiting to be found. This pain, this confusion, might not be a punishment, but a divine invitation, an awakening call from the depths of your soul. The death of the false self is not tragedy, it's the funeral of the ego's grand illusion. And in that final breath, a quiet emergence begins. The cocoon is closing, but what's unfolding isn't chaos, it's the sacred space for rebirth. A moment of recognition whispers, you are not broken. You are the phoenix, rising anew from ashes of illusion. Remember, transformation isn't a leap, it's a process of surrendering to the dark, trusting that beneath the surface, the true self patiently waits. This too shall pass into clarity. It's not just the mistakes or fears, it's the repressed essence of who we are, buried deep beneath layers of adaptation and survival. For the empath, this shadow often manifests as a quiet, persistent whisper of shame, a feeling that something within you is too much or not enough. It's the fire you once carried, now buried beneath layers of numbness, guarded behind walls built from self-doubt and fear. This numbness isn't an absence of emotion. It's a fortress where too much emotion is locked away, too overwhelming to face directly. It's like a fire hidden behind a wall of ash, waiting silently for a breeze to stir its embers. The shadow is the memory of that fire, the longing, the pain, the suppressed truth, trying to seep through the cracks of your carefully constructed calm. And in that recognition, there's a quiet invitation. Your hidden self is still there, waiting to be seen, ready to be reborn from the ashes once you acknowledge its presence. But deep within, your true self whispers new truths, faint yet undeniable, stirring the quiet unrest of awakening. These two parts are now in conflict, neither fully in control. You want to move forward, to embrace growth, yet something pulls you back into old patterns. Your body feels here, grounded, yet your soul seems distant, wandering toward unknown horizons. You crave silence and clarity, but instead, anxiety and confusion fill the space. It's as if you're caught between two worlds, one rooted in the past, the other in the promise of authenticity. This tension echoes Jung's idea of the crisis before integration, a necessary fracture in the psyche, or Nietzsche's struggle between the Apollonian order and the Dionysian chaos. Gabor Mate reminds us that this split often stems from trauma, our true self hidden behind layers of adaptation. The emotional toll is heavy: exhaustion from being pulled in opposite directions, self-doubt whispering, which part is really me, shame for old behaviors resurfacing, grief for the self fading away. Yet, this fracture isn't failure, it's sacred. It's the breaking of shells that no longer serve you. You are not broken, you are in the midst of transformation, and this tension is the doorway to your true alignment. What if this inner tension you feel isn't the end of your story, but the very beginning of something more authentic? This chaos, the swirling thoughts, the conflicting voices, it's not destruction. It's initiation. You are not falling apart, you are breaking open, allowing the hidden chambers of your soul to flood with light. Healing isn't about erasing the past or fixing what's broken, it's about listening deep within and reuniting what has been separated. Imagine your inner landscape as a vast organic architecture where each fragment, each shadow, is a vital piece of the whole. Jung spoke of individuation, bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness, like an alchemist transforming base metals into gold. And this transformation requires the raw material of chaos, the compost of old selves that nourished the emergence of your true self. When confusion clouds your mind, it's the landscape shifting and reordering itself. When apathy settles, it's the soil preparing for new values to take root. Guilt signals a false role that no longer serves you, while emptiness becomes the fertile space where truth will grow. You are not lost, you are in sacred alchemy. Pain is the forge, and through it, presence is born. No transformation happens in comfort. Growth wears the mask of grief. But trust that, in this process of falling apart, your soul is simply reorganizing, building a new architecture from the ruins, guiding you toward clarity, authenticity, and unity. The life you once chased no longer feels right, and that's not a failure, it's a sacred invitation to redefine yourself. This is a creative process, a redefinition of identity. Previously, your sense of self may have been built on roles, achievements, or external approval, an ego that wore masks to fit expectations. Now, you're designing a home for your soul, fluid, authentic, resonant. Instead of wearing masks, you're learning to become transparent, aligning your inner world with your outer actions. What once fueled you, validation, comparison, pressure, begins to fade, replaced by what truly feels true to your core. Drawing from Jung's concept of individuation, you're becoming the self, integrating all parts of who you are beyond societal scripts. Like Nietzsche's idea of self-creation, you're actively shaping a life that reflects your inner purpose. You might find yourself saying no to relationships that demand performance, leaving jobs that contradict your values, or pursuing hobbies simply because they resonate. This isn't chaos. It's conscious creation. You're revealing yourself authentically, freely, courageously. And as you step into this new way of being, remember, your journey isn't linear, but it's deeply liberating. The next step is reconnecting with the world through purpose, service, or expression, guided by your newfound clarity and authenticity. Your engagement becomes sacred, a gentle act of being fully embodied in each moment. When you speak now, it's with honesty that may tremble but will carry your genuine voice. When you create, it's not for approval but as an expression of your unique essence, an act of living art. Walking away from roles that no longer serve you feels like a liberation, a return to what truly resonates. Simplicity becomes your sanctuary, peace blooming in the quiet confidence of aligned living. You attract people who resonate with your truth and let go of those who needed your performance to feel seen. Your relationships deepen, they become conversations of authenticity, a shared journey of mutual awakening. You lead not by convincing or persuading, but by embodying the truth that lives within you. This sacred reconnection is a return to your light, a gentle guiding force that invites others to follow. Your truth becomes medicine, a gift that transforms your outer world into a canvas of soulful expression. And as you step forward, you prepare to embrace the symbolic, the mystical, the unseen guides that now whisper from within. According to Jung, this is the realm of the symbolic life, where the world is no longer seen only through the lens of literal meaning but through a tapestry of metaphor, archetype, and synchronicity. It's not superstition, it's a profound intelligence, a language of the soul that speaks softly yet deeply. Maybe a recurring number appears when you're at a crossroads, or a song resonates with a hidden part of you. Perhaps a dream reveals a hidden desire, or nature seems to mirror your inner landscape. Embracing this way of seeing requires stillness, trust, and a willingness to step into the unknown feeling rather than solely thinking. Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." When you live symbolically, you begin to dialogue with life itself, no longer asking for signs but noticing them everywhere. Life transforms from a series of puzzles into a poetic unfolding, a participatory dance with the unconscious that invites your authentic response. This is a sacred shift, where the unconscious becomes a creative partner and the world whispers its deepest truths. As you deepen into this mysterious, revered perception, you prepare to share your unique voice creatively, truthfully, as an expression of your soul's legacy. You've traveled through the shadows, sat in the silence of the void, and listened closely to your soul's whispers. You've awakened to the depths of your true self, shedding masks and old fears that once kept you hidden. Now your deepest truth is ready to be shared, not as performance or approval seeking, but as a genuine expression of your presence and essence. Authentic contribution isn't about perfection. It's about showing up fully, imperfectly, and with unwavering integrity. Whether through creative projects that reflect your inner voice, helping others with your lived experience, mentoring, or simply holding space with kindness, every act becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of your legacy. Remember Jung's vision of individuation. As you integrate all parts of yourself, your life becomes a bridge connecting inner and outer worlds, serving the collective with your unique light. Inspired by Mate's emphasis on compassionate presence and Nietzsche's call to embrace life as a continuous act of becoming, you are invited to see your life as a work of art, a sacred offering. Fear of judgment or rejection may still whisper, but trust that your vulnerability is your greatest power. Your story, your gifts, your lessons, they are needed now more than ever. Step into your truth, knowing that your legacy is woven through every heartfelt action. Keep growing, keep expressing, and know that your authentic voice is shaping a more connected, soulful world. This isn't a finish, it's a new beginning.